Howdy guys, today we have another great car to enjoy right in front of us. This time it is the Abt Audi RS5-R, surrounded by some wonderful green environment in the Schwarzwald, and the car is green as well, so that fits perfectly. So basically this is the regular RS5, and then it has been modified by Abt Sportsline, and they made some changes to the exterior, to the interior, to the engine and to the exhaust, so pretty much to anything, creating a very unique car which is also limited to only 50 cars, unfortunately. As we stand right behind it, you can already see all those modifications. Lots of them are in the details, but they really create a rather different look and a very aggressive look. So what you can see at first on the back are the exhaust tips. On the regular RS5, like with all the Audi RS models, you have one big exhaust pipe at each side. Here we have 4 in total, and they are also covered by this carbon look thingy around it, and yeah, I really like them. In some of the RS models, 4 exhaust pipes look a bit weird, but here they look just great. Then we have those carbon accents, and of course all of this is real carbon. This nice logo here, the blacked out Audi logo, and then another spoiler which is also carbon, of course. Then those little air vents. We have so much of those little details on this car. Then we have new rims as well. The only place pretty much where we have chrome accents on this car. They are 20 inches big, and since the car is lowered a bit, they look even bigger. Just look at the sideline. Very, very nice. Then when we go around a bit more, there's more carbon here, and lots of carbon here. The big front splitter also in carbon, and these little side flaps. Then up front we also have a new grille, which is also, you guessed it, made in carbon, and blacked out logos as well. And this of course goes together with the chrome front splitter and those chrome flaps at the side, which I already mentioned. And then of course you have your LED lights, which you already know from the regular RS5 or A5. And the combination of all of those parts, all the carbon, all those flaps and little extra thingies and details, really give the car a very aggressive and racy look. It almost looks like a DTM car. And I love the RS5 from the moment it came out, and this one I love even more. I think in terms of beauty, it probably is my favorite of the current Audi lineup. And of course tastes are different, but since all of those changes are definitely on the understatement side of things, I think most of you guys will probably like this design a lot. And it already looks very, very aggressive and just really cool while sitting here. And it looks even better on the road when it drives, because sitting so low and with this big front splitter and the Audi LED lights, it just has such a road presence, such an aggressive look. Just a really awesome car. But that is enough from the outside. I think we should take a close look on the interior as well, which is definitely another highlight on the Abt version on this car. So to talk about the interior a bit more, we made a little time travel and switched to a different place. We arrived at our destination now. But anyway, let's take a closer look at this beautiful interior. I already mentioned it in previous videos. I'm a big fan of the Audi interior. They just know how to do that, and then the guys from Abt really know how to refine the interior in such a nice way. So let's actually turn the ignition on so we feel a bit more like home. This thing here brings us the seat belt. Then we have our ambient lighting in here, and of course the virtual cockpit, which you might already know from other Audis. you can basically, let's shut this down for a second. You can basically switch between two views. The one which is a bit more sporty with your big ref counter in the middle, and then this view where you have the navigation right in the center. And it is just absolutely great to drive around with this and to see, yeah, to really see where you're going. It's a bit like a drone would be following you, especially when you have it in satellite mode where you actually see all the trees and all that stuff. Yeah, like that exactly. And then for a bit more sporty drive you can switch to that, and then you have your animations where the ref counter goes from green to yellow to red, and in that way it tells you when you should shift. Then here in the center you have your additional display for your navigation, your media and all that stuff. I'm not really a big fan of another display when you already have the virtual cockpit, especially when it's fixed. It would be nice if it was removable. Yeah, here you also have the ambient lighting also down here, and I already showed you this one up top here. And I mean, just look at it. This whole interior makes you feel very, very comfortable. There's a lot of attention paid to the details, like, you know, how do the buttons feel, how does all of this look. And it's just a very comfortable and warm interior where at least I feel very, very good. I really like sitting in here. If it wasn't that hot in here, because it's been a very warm day, I would not want to get out. Then we also have our head-up display up here, which is a very nice feature. Goes superb with the virtual cockpit in combination. We also have the Bang & Olufsen sound system in here. In my opinion, the Bose system is enough already. It's really a big difference between the standard one and the Bose one, and I think the Bang & Olufsen one doesn't have that much of a difference, so in my opinion not really worth the money. Something I don't like about this interior are the flappy pedals. You know, they're just those little plastic thingies, like in all Audis pretty much. You can get actually bigger ones made of carbon by Abt Sportsline. This specific car doesn't have it. And yeah, I mean, yeah, those are flappy pedals, and it's nicer to shift with those than with the gear lever in the middle. But you know, this little plastic click just doesn't really give you a rewarding feel when you touch it. So that's something I don't really like. But all of those things are pretty much Audi RS5, Audi A5 specific. Let's talk about the special things inside this car. The first thing, well, this is still coming from Audi, are those nice green stitchings. And those go with the Audi exclusive package. We also have the Audi exclusive color on the outside, the Sonoma green. And fitting this color, we have the nice green accents pretty much everywhere. We also have them here, and of course on the seats. And the seats bring us to the Abt specific things, because right here you have the badge and you have this really wonderful Alcantara application in here. You also have the Alcantara right here on the doors, and yeah, the leather on the steering wheel. Everything in here feels really, really good, I have to say. And then of course some carbon, probably a leftover of all the carbon on the outside. Then in here we have normal details. This is not carbon fiber, this is just a bit sportier look, but here we have the carbon fiber. And then we have our badge that this car is limited, reminds you that you're sitting in a very unique car. Other than that, we also have those modifications, those are individual as well. And then also the entrance lighting is, oh yeah, it is dark enough. Tells you RS5-R. Reminds you again of the great car you're sitting in. And then here's our seatbelt again. Then the back seats, they are fitted with the green stitching as well. You cannot really see that now because it's getting a bit dark, but you don't have a lot of space back here anyway. You can put some jackets, some bags, but it's a bit too tight for people. You can only put people there which you don't really like. But the best place is up front here anyway. Especially, I already mentioned it, with the nice ambient light at night and this great overall look during day and night time. The seats here in the front are very comfortable as well. They don't only look good with the green stitching, they really hold on to you in corners, but it's still very comfortable to sit into them. It's not your casual sports seat where you feel like you are sitting on just a piece of wood. You also have a massage function on the side here, so you can get a massage while driving around actually. And yeah, talking about driving around, I think we should go for a drive now. But maybe later, since it's just starting to rain on us now. So it stopped the rain, and yeah, it's early in the morning and we got some perfect weather to go for a little drive and explore this car a bit more. So right now we're in the manual mode of the gearbox. We have an automatic gearbox with 8 gears in here, and of course about 0 shift time. It's a really quick gearbox, and as you would expect, we have lots of power in here. I mean, we have 530 horsepower coming from a turbocharged V6 engine and lots of torque. And the way that the engine delivers the power is really nice. You have torque from a very early stage on up to the top of your rev counter. So it doesn't matter if you accelerate out of the corner in a lower rev range or in a higher rev range, you always have the power. That makes driving, yeah, very convenient, especially on a nice curvy road like this. All of that goes together with the nice V6 noise which this car makes, and I think it fits the car really perfectly, this noise. Just like with the design elements, it's a bit more towards the understatement side. It's not totally screaming at you like in a mad sports car, but you can definitely hear it, and it's also a very high quality sound. You have very low tones, very good bass to it, and it doesn't feel like cheap, like you had a hole in your exhaust. It's just right. And when downshifting, you get those nice pops and bangs, which are also very good in the basses in this car. So all of that makes a lot of fun. And yeah, when you approach a little village, or you're driving in town, or you want to go on a long distance drive, you can also, you know, drive very quietly, very comfortably in here. You do notice that this car is not the most comfortable of all the cars out there. The suspension tends to be a bit more stiffer, and you know, when you're going in gear and going over bumps, all of those things are just not quite that soft anymore, but it's still a car that's very usable for everyday driving, in my opinion. And you still have this sports car character and the nice pops and bangs while going through a little village. And of course the whole interior, the whole experience of this interior, as I mentioned, makes the whole drive more enjoyable as well. Everything you touch, everything you look at, just looks so good, feels so nice, so that makes you a very happy driver in here. Also the virtual cockpit gives you all the information. That's just very enjoyable. The head-up display is also quite awesome when driving around. It shows you your actual speed limit, and when you have the navigation on, it also shows you where you gotta be going. Then the handling of this car, I like that a lot as well. It's got the Audi Quattro system, of course, and this just gives you lots and lots of grip and lots of trust in the car. It's very, you know, down to the bottom. It doesn't do any crazy things. It does just what you would expect it to do. And like pretty much all Audi Quattro systems, it tends towards understeering rather towards oversteering. So when you're going a bit too fast, you do notice that early enough, and you know, it's a very safe drive, but still lots of fun in the drive. That's just wonderful, and of course very, very fast. So you have lots of power, lots of torque in here, and a transmission that shifts in like no time, so that's a really perfect combination. What's also very special about the sound is that you can hear the turbocharger a lot. So it's very present, it's there all the time, it whistles around, it makes funny noises. It's something that, yes, is quite special. Not every car does that, and you can also hear it from the outside, and especially on the outside, the screaming 6-cylinder sound sounds even more aggressive than in here. And what's quite funny about this car, as I already said, the look is very, very cool, and together with the sound, you get really great reactions from the people around. I never experienced anything like that in any other car, not even in a Lamborghini or in any other car, in a Wiesmann or anything like that. And here all the people go like, yeah, thumbs up, oh, this is a cool car, I love it. People even turn around, stop by you and tell you, oh, you've got a cool car, I love that. And yeah, that's something really cool. You have a car that other people enjoy as well, rather than, you know, being jealous or be like, ooh, loud car, this is unnecessary. You don't only have the joy yourself, you really kind of spread the joy, if you know what I mean. What's also very neat about this drive is that it's still, you know, it's still comfortable. After driving around a road like this for 1 hour or so, you're not coming out of the car completely tired, completely destroyed. You're coming out of the car and you're like, okay, I can do that for another hour, because the seats are so comfortable, but they still hold on to you very tight. And the whole interior, as I already said, feels very nice, and also your position in the car is very convenient. You're not sitting super high or super low, it's just right. The only thing I dislike about driving in here, as I already mentioned, are the shifting pedals, which are a bit too small, a bit more, you know, on the plastic side of things. And you know, you do a downshift and you get the bangs, you do an upshift and, you know, you get the little bang, and then acceleration continues. And I think this is something so special. This should be rewarded a bit more with the shifting pedals. But I think this is only a very minor thing to complain about. All in all, the driving here is just absolutely amazing. And I think what Abt has done to the RS5 is just right. The regular RS5 is, you know, a bit more on the limousine side of things. This car is still more on the limousine side of things. It's not your completely mad sports car, and that's just perfect, you know. It's still comfortable, you can use it for your daily driving, but it's also a lot of fun. But the regular RS5, I think, lacks a little bit of the fun and sound experience. So with this package, especially with the exhaust and the engine tune, you get exactly what's a bit missing in the regular RS5. And I think you can get the exhaust and the engine tune in an unlimited number. Only the body kit of this car is limited to 50 pieces. So that's yeah, pretty much the perfect thing you can do to your Audi RS5. And yeah, who's this car for? As I already said, it's more on the limousine side of things. It's not the complete sports car, but it gives you a very good combination of a good daily driver, a car that is comfortable, where you can go out and have fun, or just go from A to B very fast. But it also gives you lots of joy without being very inconvenient or uncomfortable. So if that is what you're looking for, this is the perfect car for you, especially with this limited edition. When you love a very unique look, this is definitely something you should go for. So with this, I want to end my video about it. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, tell me how you like this car, and see you soon. Bye bye.